In 2000, Act 228 made medical cannabis legal in Hawaii. Today, medical cannabis patients and their caregivers are still prosecuted by the state of Hawaii.
The chemists press the pills while the hippies in the hills plant the next generation, grow the next strain.
We are the hiccup in the system. We're not going to stand silent. We're going to fix this, and we're going to do whatever it takes to make these guys stop picking on medical cannabis users.
We've got those hippies in the hills and them doctors scripting pills down in the valley below. Grab your horse and you're a vaporizer. Come on, let's go.
Now, how this collective came together was that we were all patients who had been arrested and prosecuted in 2007. That was the year that Officer Weber was made Officer of the Year.
Objection to the relevance.
Of the Officer of the Year?
What happened in 2007?
And the patients that were arrested, we all came together and formed a group called Friends for Justice. And it helped. People that were charged like me got reduced charges. Of the over 40 members, all charged with serious felonies, I don't believe anybody did over 30 days. And we later became the Alternative Pain Management Club. And then when the law changed in 2015, we were ultimately the Alternative Pain Management Pu'ahonua Collective. Pu'ahonua means place of refuge. And so for over 10 years, I've been trying to help patients navigate this confusing system and how to acquire safe medical cannabis and how to stay legal and in compliance. And because the state stood silent on that, there were 4 important legal considerations that led to us forming this collective. The first consideration was when California adopted the exact same medical marijuana law, patients could immediately have dispensaries and collections.
Objection with respect to what California did as to relevance, and objection to the opinion that the state statute is the same as California's.
Sustained.
The second consideration was, as a young man, I was an athlete. I experienced several injuries and quickly learned that pain pills were not for me. They made me nauseous, dizzy, and I couldn't even focus on TV. I noticed that cannabis provided me with relief without bad side effects, and that I healed faster because when you take a pain pill and you can't feel the pain, you continue to injure yourself. When you use cannabis, you can feel the pain, it just doesn't bother you as much, and you don't keep injuring yourself. But in 2005, a friend talked me into becoming a medical cannabis patient, which I used for skin cancer, gout, and arthritis. At the time, HRS 329 said you can only have 7 plants, with no more than 3 flowering and no more than 1 ounce each. So how it worked was you had 7 plants, but you could only flower 3 of them, and then you harvest. Now you have a remaining 4 plants that continue to grow. The next season, you're only allowed to flower 3 more. So by the end of that harvest, you have 1 plant left, and it is now huge. It produces way more than 1 ounce. While trying to follow the program, what I and other members found was that the program itself was designed to make you fall out of compliance. Additionally, what we found is we couldn't tell our plants to grow 1 ounce and 1 ounce only. So what do you do with the excess? This is our second legal consideration, and this became a growing concern for our medical cannabis club. Because remember, if you're 1 gram over, you lose your defense. So in 2013, we began seeking a legal way to dispose of our excess in order to stay in compliance. My third consideration was a federal code for controlled substances that says special agent in charge can authorize a person registered to possess a controlled substance, ready to dispose of it by transferring it to another person authorized to possess the same substance, as long as they kept records and report them to the special agent in charge. It adds that in granting such authority, the special agent in charge may place conditions on method of disposal and frequency and details of reports. Fourth consideration, we made in opening our collective as a change in Hawaii's actual medical marijuana law. In 2014, Act 178 was being considered as a state legislation. This act amended HRS 329121, Hawaii's medical cannabis law. At the time, medical use was defined as being limited to between patient and caregiver only. We believe that HRS 329 had been amended to now mean patients can trade amongst themselves. After 15 years, we finally thought there was a way for patients to legally and safely acquire their doctor-recommended medicine. For years, we asked authorities, how can we follow this law? We asked around, no one can tell us. We sent letters too. We asked everyone, does Act 178 mean patients can now transfer amongst themselves? No one would deny it. January 2nd, 2015, Act 178 took effect. So in 2015, with the fact that California's laws was the same as ours and allowed collectives, and we believe that Act 178 allowed patients to transfer among themselves. We opened the alternative pain management pool, ONUA, private patient collective. Members had to sign to agree to state law, to agree to the Cole Memo, which was a federal memorandum from the federal government saying that states passing recreational or medical cannabis laws, as long as the states follow this memorandum, they wouldn't interfere. The state of Hawaii didn't incorporate this into the law, so we incorporated it into the policies of our collective.
Well, I might admit, I vaporize a bit of cannabis. I'm gonna go to Alaska, Maine, Massachusetts, Colorado. Grab your horse and your flask and your vaporizer. Come on, let's go. I've got those hippies in the hills and them doctors scripting pills down in the valley below. Grab your horse and your flask and your vaporizer. Come on, let's go.